Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I see Susan and John are on. Hello. Hi, Susan and John. Happy autumn to everyone. Fall is here. It's a crisp, beautiful, sunny day here in Northern Virginia. I hope you're all ready for the fall and ready for your yoga practice. Yes, we need our yoga. More and more and more. So we'll get started here in a minute or two with our class, Yoga for Digestive Health. You ready to work on your gut? Our guts need a lot of love these days. There's a lot to digest going on out there. This would be a great day to work in your yard if you have the time. I'm hoping to get a little time in the yard today, all ready for autumn. I'm trusting you can hear me okay. Susan and John, can you give me a little thumbs up? There's Jane. Good morning, Jane. She says gardening sounds good. Yes. Okay, I'll go ahead and start the class with an official greeting. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sun and Moon Yoga Studios YouTube channel. I'm Carol Stehl, and today's practice is called Yoga for Digestive Health. And I'll explain why I chose to focus on the gut today. And I can start by enumerating several things that are going on in our world. A pandemic, quarantine, social unrest, fires out west, wildfires, still going crazy. And now we add the passing of the iconic Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And so that's a lot to digest, and there's easily so much more that each of us can add to that list. So it's important to know that the brain and the gut are intricately linked. The digestive tract contains hundreds of millions of nerve cells that receive a constant barrage of signals about the state of your body, your thoughts, your emotions. And this makes your gut highly responsive to changes in your well-being, physically and emotionally. So enter yoga. Yoga can help by restoring normal motility to the gut. And for those of you who might be dealing with irritable bowel syndrome, a condition that affects 10 to 15% of our population, well, yoga reduces stress, as you all know, and that's a common trigger of IBS symptoms. And yoga heightens awareness, just overall, and a heightened awareness for someone with IBS, helping them to become aware of what makes symptoms worse can go a long way. So let's let our yoga help us to digest all that's coming into our fields, into our beings, into our worlds. Okay, so let's start in a seated position, and we'll take a moment of centering, and then we'll do a little warm up, and then we'll go right into working with our gut. Okay, so come to a seated position, and also today you might need a couple of pillows. or yoga blankets, 2 yoga blankets, 2 pillows. If you have a block close by, that'll help. If you don't have any of this, no problem. Okay? So get comfortable in your seat. And then let's just take a full breath in. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, exhale and just let your sit bones sink down further towards the ground, getting really plugged into the ground. And then on your next inhale, inhale and let the spine rise up nice and tall. So nice and grounded, feeling really tall. Now relax somewhere. Just relax. And then let's place one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. And just begin to connect with your natural breathing. And then on your next breath in, take a full breath in, completely filling up the lungs, but comfortably filling up the lungs, so much that your diaphragm pressing down displaces your digestive organs and pushes them out a little bit. You can feel your hand expanding out as the belly expands. And then release the breath, exhaling, pressing out all the air comfortably out of the lungs. Another full breath in. All the way down, let the belly rise. And then followed by a long, relaxing breath out, releasing all the air out of the lungs. And let's take 4 more of these breaths. Belly breaths. Belly breathing gives a nice little massage to the digestive organs as it helps us to relax. You take one more full belly breath in and out. And then release your hands and just rest them on your knees. And so on your next breath in, let's raise the heart up towards the sky. And looking up towards the sky, keeping the back of the neck nice and long, arching the back slightly. And then on your breath in, let's reverse the arch and round the back. Draw the navel back towards the spine as you breathe all the way out. Chin drops down. Inhale and lift the heart. Exhale and round the back. And again. Warming up the spine. So we're going to do 3 more, and if you can keep going like this, or you can clasp your hands behind your head and take your elbows back as you breathe in and lift, and bring them together as you breathe out and round. This is totally optional. And then eventually releasing and working your way back to center, placing the hands on the ground. Let's go ahead and change the cross of the legs if you're in a cross-leg position. And placing the hands on the ground. And let's press into one hand and take the opposite arm up and reach way up as you breathe in. As you breathe out, come over, extending over to the side, keeping both sit bones connected to the ground. Inhale, lift up and reach. Exhale, come over. And again. And we'll take 3 more of these. If you want to go a little deeper, you can begin to bend the elbow that's down towards the ground as you come over and extend. And let's make this one the last one on this side. Coming back up and releasing down. Okay, let's take the other side. Inhale, opposite arm comes up, reach. Both sit bones connecting to the ground as you come over. Inhale up. Exhale, come over. And we'll take 3 more. And again, if you want to go a little further, begin to bring the elbow down towards the ground. Maybe it'll touch the ground, maybe it won't. Just stay tuned into your body and go over as far as it feels right to you. One more time this side. And then coming back to center. Now from here, let's do a little twisting, okay? So as we inhale, we'll take the arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to turn to the right and bring the hand down towards the floor. Then inhale, arms come back up. Turn to the other side and exhale down. And let's just go back and forth like this, moving with the breath, letting the breath be your guide. Nice, full, comfortable breaths in and out. And then we'll take one more round of twisting. And then let's come back to center. And let's bring the knees together and then come on to the hands and knees. Okay, and from here, let's spread the fingers wide, ground down through everything that's touching the ground. And then as you breathe in, let's curl the tailbone up. Let's move into the hammock shape, looking up towards the sky, if that's okay for your neck. And then as you breathe out, we're going to curl the toes under and lift right into an easy, gentle downward facing dog. And then on your next inhale, let's come back to the hammock shape. And look up, shoulders draw back. On the exhalation, go back to downward dog. Just a nice, easy one. We'll do this a few more times. And then just decide as you move into these 2 poses back and forth, how you want to customize them. You can stay in one pose a little longer, or you can keep flowing. And begin to pedal the feet in your downward dog if you'd like, or just keep going. And let's do 2 more of these. And this will be the last one. Maybe staying in your dog for a moment. And then coming back to the hammock back, and then back to table. Okay, so from here, let's step 1 foot forward, and we're going to lift up and walk our hands around to the side of the mat. Okay, and from here, we want to you want to point your toes straight ahead. You can either have your fingertips on the floor or you can use a block. So that your back, you don't really want your back rounding here in this pose, okay? So block or fingertips. And let's just begin to lunge to one side, bending that knee, and then coming back to center and lunging to the other side. So just going back and forth in your lunge, maybe starting off real gentle and easy. And then as you feel an opening, maybe going a little deeper. And see if you can keep your back fairly level. Collarbones staying wide open. And then see if you can coordinate this movement with your breathing. So perhaps you inhale, nice full long inhale, lunging to one side and exhaling to the other side. Noticing what's going on there in the thighs, in the legs, or anywhere else. Keeping your awareness wide open. And let's lunge one more time to each side. And let's hold. One more breath. And then the other side and hold for a couple breaths. And then come back to center. And let's walk our hands back around and bring the knees down. So now we're going to come to standing on our knees. So you might need a little padding. I'm going to take a blanket and open it up. Use that underneath my knees. Okay, and so then walk your knees over to one side of if you're on a blanket, walk your knees over to one side of the mat, okay? Now bring your hands down to the floor, fingertips down to the floor, and extend one leg out, okay? So one leg out, point the toes straight ahead, and let's come back to standing on the knees, on the one knee. And just release this hand on the extended leg, and then take the other arm up, reach up as you breathe in, and then as you exhale, come over. Just come over to a comfortable spot where you feel a nice little stretch in here. Then we're going to take 5 or 10 breaths in this pose. This is gate pose. Okay, and so just holding here, noticing what's happening here along the side, along inside and outside your thighs, or anywhere else you're noticing anything as you hold this pose. And you might feel like as you stay in this pose for a few breaths that you feel more of an opening. You want to come a little further over to the side. So allow space for that to happen. In other words, if you come all the way over to your maximum immediately, you're not going to save any room, any space to go a little deeper. So just go to like 50, 60% to start in your pose, and then you'll feel maybe you can open up and go a little further. And let's take a couple more breaths here. Full, intentional, deliberate, beautiful breaths. And then next inhale, coming up. And then as you exhale, let's bring the hands down to the floor again. Bend the knee and bring that knee in. And let's walk the knees over to the other side. Extend that opposite leg out and point the toes straight ahead and plant the feet into the mat. And then let's come back up to standing. And just relax this hand on this extended leg. And then take the opposite arm up. Breathe in and reach up. And breathe out, coming over maybe 50 to 60% of where you think you could go right now. Extend this far. And so we'll take several breaths here, noticing what's going on in the belly or anywhere else. And so we'll take a couple more breaths here. So maybe extend a little further if it feels available to you. And then on your next breath in, let's come back up. Release the arm down. Bring the hands to the floor. And bring that leg in. Okay, so now you can move your blanket out of the way if you had one. And then we're going to come to sitting on the mat with the feet in front of the hips. Now let's take the left knee and bend it in, and then bring that foot underneath the other leg, okay? And now bring the right foot in so it's closer. And so now take this right foot and cross it on the outside of the other thigh. If that's not available to you, you can just leave it over here, okay? So outside or inside the thigh. And then we'll take the left arm. Before we do that, make sure that your right sit bone is rounding down. It wants to pop up generally for most of us. So press down through the right sit bone as you press down through the right foot, okay? Sit bone and foot pressing down. Now let's take the left arm back. Nice little twist, big breath in. As you exhale, come back around to the right. Wrap your elbow around the shin. And then coming into the twist. Now, if this feels like too much compression here in your belly, you can just twist to the opposite direction. Okay, so you decide. So we'll take 5 to 10 breaths here in this pose. So let the inhale help you to lengthen the spine. And let the exhale help you to twist maybe a teeny weeny bit more. So again, make room, allow room to twist a little deeper by starting off by just going to like 50 to 60% of your max, okay? If you feel this works for you right now, you can hook your elbow on the outside of your thigh to go a little deeper into the twist. And let's take 2 more full breaths in and out here. And then on your next breath in, lengthen up one more time. And as you breathe out, slowly unwind out of pose. Hands on the thighs, and let's uncross that leg. Bringing both feet in front of the hips once again. This time, let's bend the right knee. Bring that foot in and bring it underneath the other knee. And then either cross the left foot over or keep it on the outside by the shin, okay? So if you have it, so either way, you want to press that foot into the floor, keep it standing nice and rounded, nice and firm, as you press the left sit bone down, okay? And now let's take the right arm back as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, let's wrap the arm around, come around into the twist, maybe 50, 60%. And then begin your rounds of breathing, allowing the breath to lengthen, the breath in to lengthen, and the breath out to help you twist maybe a teeny bit more. Allowing for room, allowing for space. Give it time. Give it space. And hook the elbow on the outside of the thigh if you'd like. And the last round of breath here. And then inhale one last time. And lengthen, and then exhale. Unwind out of the twist. And then uncross the legs. And so now here's when we're going to need the blanket and or pillow. And again, it's optional. If you don't have a blanket or a pillow handy, that's fine. But ideally, we have two, okay? So I've got one pillow, one blanket. It can be two pillows, two blankets. So what we're going to do is we're going to come onto the back, extend the legs out, and then we're going to bend the right knee and have the right foot on the floor. And so we're just going to cross the right knee over to the left. And so here's where the pillow would come in handy, okay? So you can place the pillow underneath that right knee, and then your right arm is going to be extending out, and the shoulder is likely not on the floor. So you want to place the blanket or pillow underneath the shoulder and let that arm extend out, coming into the twist. Okay, so you got the right knee supported in the right arm. And just release into the twist. Nice full breaths in, out. We'll take a couple more nice full breaths here. In and out. And then let's gently come out by rolling onto the back. And we're going to change sides. Okay, so extend the right leg out, bend the left knee, and bring that left knee over and across. And then you place the pillow underneath the knee, blanket or pillow underneath the opposite arm. And you can roll your head to the left, the direction opposite of the bent knee. And just relax into the twist. Let the belly relax. We'll take 3 or 4 more breaths on this side. So really release and enjoy this twist. Softening anywhere you feel tension popping up. And last breath here, in and out. And now let's gently roll onto the back. And for this next pose, we're going to need a pillow, a block, or a blanket. So this is a little bit of it's a supported bridge, a version of it. So if you're using your blanket, I'll just use my blanket. You want whatever your support you're using to be underneath the pelvis and the sacrum and not the back, okay? So we're just going to extend the legs out long. Support beneath the sacrum, pelvic region, but not the back, not the low back. You don't want anything to be touching the ribs. And if you happen to have a strap handy, it'd be great to wrap it around the middle of the thighs. Keep your legs together, but it's not necessary. We have a short time in our practice, so I wouldn't going to take the time to wrap a strap around. And just let your arms relax away from your sides with the palms facing up, and just enjoy this pose. If it doesn't feel right, just lower whatever you got underneath yourself to something lower, or take it out altogether. And then just imagine that you're breathing in and out of the navel. Imagine you're breathing in and out of the navel with each breath you take. And let's take 2 more full breaths here. And then let's bend the knees and plant the feet on the ground. And move your prop out of the way and just come to lying flat on your back. Just releasing out of the pose. Take 3 deep belly breaths. Okay, so now let's bend one knee and bring it into the chest, and then bring the other one in as well. Hugging the knees. And then bring your arms in between the legs and reach for your shins, your ankles, or maybe even the outsides of your feet. And then see if you can bring your feet, the soles of your feet, up to walking on the ceiling. Okay, so soles of the feet facing the ceiling. Just let your arms be straight and just let them hang onto your legs or your feet. So no need to pull your knees down. I know we do that sometimes in this happy baby pose. But for this practice today, just let your arms relax. Let them hang onto the feet. But do draw your tailbone down towards the mat. Tailbone draws down towards the ground. And breathe here. Just feel your belly expanding in the space between the feet. And we'll take 2 more breaths here. And then release the legs of the feet. Bring the knees together. And then back down and extend your legs out nice and long. And we'll just take 3 or 4 belly breaths here. Just letting go. And then feel free to stay here if you'd like. If you want to join me in a seated position to close the practice, just roll over to your side, come up to sitting. And then let's place one hand on the heart and the other hand on the belly. Once again, and just allow your heart to fill with love and appreciation. Just let your whole heart center expand with love, appreciation, and send that love down to the belly, down to your digestive organs, thanking them for all that they do for you. Just letting the belly be soft. And then hands together in front of the heart if you like. Thank you for joining the Sun and Moon Yoga community today. Namaste. Okay, everyone, it was a pleasure. I hope you have a beautiful first day of autumn, and I will see you next time. Okay, take good care. Hi, Ray. You're welcome. Good to see you. Bye, everybody. Take care.